Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Brandon Ivey, and wanted to make another video because I got a phone call today earlier from somebody on my team, and she asked me. She said, "You know what, Brandon? I want to have a lot of success in Vitel. Can you tell me everything that I need to do to become successful?" So I said, "Okay. What are you reading right now?" She said, What do you mean? What am I reading? What are you currently reading? What do you read?" And she said, "I gotta be honest with you, I haven't read in years. But yeah, but tell me what do I need to do? Like, what are the steps? Like, show me how do I peak? How do I talk to people? How do I convince somebody to join my business? Get somebody to try my service? How do I get somebody just to at least look at the video?" Now, these are all legitimate questions. But again, my question response was, "What are you reading?" And she didn't get it. And I said, "Listen, I'm all about personal development." She stopped me. She said, Wait, I got to stop you right there, Brandon. I've seen your videos. I've been on some of your calls. I know what you're about to say. You want to talk about personal development, all that good stuff, but I want to know how to build Vitel. Give me the steps. What's the script?" And all I can do is shake my head. I'm like, you're not getting it. Listen, guys, learning the how is important. How to set up a three-way call, how to pique interest, how to invite, how to make a YouTube video, how to market yourself on Facebook, Craigslist, all the marketing tools and techniques, all that stuff. Yeah, you want to learn how to do. But from experience, I'm going to tell you right now, you can do all of that perfectly and still not make a dime in Vitel. I'm going to say that again. You can master the how. You can master how to do a presentation. You can be the best speaker out there and still not make a dime in Vitel, or anything that you do for that matter. Why? Why is that? Because you're missing the fuel that is in the engine that runs all of that stuff. See, what I'm going to share with you right now is something that most leaders, they talk about in passing, but they won't focus on. And I asked my mentor about this. I asked my mentor why most leaders don't focus on it. And they said because it's a waste of time for most people. Most people are not mentally there yet to understand even if they taught it. So therefore, the only ones who get taught this information are the people who rise up out of the ranks and say, "You know what? I am sick and tired of being where I am. I want something different." And they're willing to learn. And when asked about personal development, they're all ears about it. But most leaders don't have the time. I don't have the time either. Which is why I'm shooting this video. Leaders are readers. Success leaves clues. Every single successful person in our industry knows what I'm about to say right now. Everybody else who's not making any money isn't doing this. So first and foremost, what am I reading? Because I've read a whole lot over the years. I'm an avid reader. I'm actually rereading right now. Here's a book called John C. Maxwell, Leadership Gold. John C. Maxwell, Leadership Gold. I would recommend anything by John C. Maxwell. Here's another book I am rereading. I've already read this about 4 or 5 times. It's by an author named Stephen Covey who just passed away a couple of weeks ago. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And finally, I am rereading for the 3rd time. I've read this twice already, but this is the 3rd time. I talked about this on my interview with Tom Chenault. It's Robert Kiyosaki, not Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but Rich Dad, the business school for people who like helping people. Business school for people who like helping people. Why am I rereading these 3 books out of, I've got dozens, hundreds. Why am I rereading these 3 books? Well, first and foremost, if you want to make money in this industry, if you want to make money in Vitel, you have to become a leader. So read about leadership. John C. Maxwell is a master at training leadership. He's got another one called Leadership 101. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You want to be a person of influence. You want to be effective. Learn the habits that successful people use, that effective people use. And finally, the business school. In this business, the only way you're going to make money is if you help other people make money. So you want to learn how to help other people. That's why I'm rereading these 3 books. Here's something else. I never go anywhere without my Walkman. Now, this is an old Sony Walkman. I got to get the new iPad, iPod, whatever. But I don't use this for music. I've got like 5 or 6 gigabytes of audios from Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Kevin Trudeau, John C. Maxwell, Jim Rohn, all of them. Zig Ziglar, Tim Sales, Brian Tracy. I've got them all. In fact, I've even got books on here from Napoleon Hill. These are audio. So when I'm going out my day, I'm walking, I'm doing whatever, I'm listening to this stuff. I also never go anywhere. And this freaked me out because I just came back from Dallas, Texas, and I left this in my hotel room. They had to ship it to me. Thank you, Vitel. And I never go anywhere without my Kindle. This is like the basic $99 Kindle. But on this Kindle is like my walking library. It's my walking library. I've got, I don't know, hundreds of books on here. Let me give examples of what personal development stuff I've got on here. I've got The Wisdom of Wallace D. Wattles. I've got The Great Wealth Pandemic, Jody Sashi. Developing the Leader Within, How to Win Friends and Influence People. 21 Secrets Millionaire. 13 Secrets by Napoleon Hill. How to Kick the Worry Habit by Vince Johnson. I mean, Who Was James Allen? The Science of Getting Rich. The Secrets. Blah, blah, blah. I've got them all right here. So it's like I'm taking my library with me. And anytime I have a couple of minutes or I'm just sitting still, I'm reading. I don't need the fancy stuff. This is just basic, black and white, Kindle. So, why? Why is this so important? Here's the why. When you read and you listen and you take these things in, you're listening to what successful people say and do. It starts to become a part of your subconscious. See, right now, there's basically 4 stages. You've got the unconscious, unknowing. See that you've got your subconscious and your unconscious. You don't know that you don't know. That's where most people are. Have no idea that you have a broke mentality. It's called mental incarceration. When you start to read, you start to realize that you unconsciously know that you don't know anything. Now you start to become what's called aware. What do they say about AI and computers? That the computer became aware of itself? Now you are aware that you don't know anything. All right? At least that's a step up. Then what happens is now you know that you start to know something. So now as you keep reading, your subconscious is now taking in new information. And you know you are. You understand? And then the final stage is the unconscious knowing. So you've got unconscious unknowing. Then you have the conscious unknowing. Then you have the conscious knowing. And then you're going to have the unconscious knowing, where you don't think about it, you just do it. It starts to pour out of you. When you're at that stage, recruiting becomes easy, effortless. You don't even try, and it happens. And this doesn't happen overnight. It's stages. So if you concentrate on your personal development and you get to the unconscious knowing, you know what's going to happen to your business? You don't have to go up to somebody and say, are you open to hearing about an opportunity? How would you like to hear about a company that's going to pay your bills? The moment you open your mouth, people are going to say yes no matter what comes out of your mouth. As a matter of fact, people are going to start coming to you. So instead of you making the phone calls, all you need to do is sit back and answer. I should have set this up beforehand. I have some examples just today. I got 4 phone calls today from people who just want to know about the business. They just want to hear about the business. Let me see. Do I have one here for an example? Because this is some cool stuff. how it works this way.
Hi, Brandon. This is Doug from Miami. I got jumped. I was calling about your appointment today between 12 and 2. It looks like it's probably going to be here between 1:30 and 2
All right, let me try another one here. This is cool. Let's see. Got that one. We got that one. 24th. We've got that one. Let's see here.
Hey, this is Ivey. This is Youre. I think I'm in the downline. Here in North
This is
Carolina.
someone in the team. But this is just an example. They call you, not the other way around. So, you want to know how to build your Vitel business? Personal development. Personal development. And there's one more key in this that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because you're not going to get it. But at least I have it on video. And the last key is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you here? I had breakfast with Trudy Gray this morning and I asked her this question. If money was no longer an object in your life, what would you do with your time? What would you do with yourself? And that's something you may think that's easy. I would go shopping. I would buy all the things I want, my house, my car. I would travel. I would tithe to my church. I would help my cousin get college education. I would buy my mom a house. Okay, now that you did all of that stuff, and now you realize you still have more money in the bank account than before you started to spend, what would you do with yourself? Most people cannot answer this question. And until you can answer this question, you're never going to have success in anything that you do. Major success. Because you don't know where you're going. Alright? You're like a rudderless ship with no destination. You must know your destination beforehand. If you want to build a house, and I heard Jim Rohn say this in one of his last interviews. He said, you know, someone asked me a question, when do I build a house? And he said, when it's finished. What do you mean? He said, well, you have to have it designed first. You have to have it already mapped out in your head first. You have to know what you're looking at first before you start to build the foundation. Can you imagine if you tried to build a house, you start building the bricks, somebody comes by and says, you know, what kind of house are you building? What is it going to look like? You say, I don't know, I'm just building the foundation. No, they're going to pull your building permits. You've got to know what the finished product is going to be. Also, you don't worry about how you're going to get to the finished product. I made a bet for myself or a goal that I was going to be a millionaire before I'm 35. I didn't meet that goal. I'm probably going to do it by the time I'm 37. I got close. But do you think 15 years ago I had any idea how that was going to happen? No. I set the goal. And then go to work. And the rest makes it happen by itself. You got to be prepared to accept it and take it. Things will happen in your life that you may think is not helping you get to your goal. You may say and be on your job and praying, Lord, get me off this job. I want something better. I want a job that's paying me more money. I want a business that's going to pay me more money. And next week you get laid off. And you're like, I've been asking for more and now I'm getting less. But you don't understand that getting laid off may be a precursor to you getting a better job. I'll use myself as an example. Just 4 months ago, before I was in Vitel, my goal was to be making over 5 figures a month by the summer. The company that I was in, it was not going to happen. And you know what I was praying for at that time? I was praying that the Lord would talk to the owner so that the owner would make decisions that would help the company to help his reps get to 5 figures a month. That's what I was praying for. The reverse happened. I got terminated from that company and lost 2 months worth of commission. So you have to say 4 months ago, if my goal is to make 20 grand a month or 5 figures a month by the summertime, yet I got eliminated, terminated from the company that I thought was going to make that happen, all hope seems to be lost, right? Absolutely not. Because if I wasn't terminated, if those things didn't happen in that company, I would not have found Vitel. And now Vital, I earn 5 figures a month. Give me 60 more days to be well over 20,000 a month. And we're still in the summer. So I still met the goal. The way I was going to get there is different, which leads me to this. Why you don't worry about the how. Focus on the belief. Why do you want to get there? What do you want to happen to yourself? How does it make you feel? That's the most important. How does it make you feel? See, you're looking at your life right now in a magnifying glass, or this big, like a telescope. And this is how you see life. You're like this. And all you see is what's going on right here. But is this all that's happening in the world? No. All of this is happening, but you can't see what's going on here. So when you have the belief of what you want to happen, and initially you're looking through this right here, you're saying there's no possible way, looking through my magnifying glass, that I'm going to get to where I want to go. I only have 3 or 4 people on my team, and they're not doing anything. They're not plugging in. So what I'm currently working with, there's no way I'm going to get to where I need to be. What you don't understand is that things are moving around out here that's going to be put eventually right into focus in your magnifying glass, that everything starts to happen. So when I sit down and state we're going to have 10,000 reps on our team by the end of the year, I have absolutely no idea how that's going to happen or where it's going to come from. But I'm about to get a phone call later today by somebody out of the blue that I don't even know that calls me and says, Brandon, I have 5,000 people on my downline. We're not being treated right over here. We're coming to Vitel under you. That's how it happens. So next time you ask me, how do I become successful in Vitel? Start reading personal development. And the rest will take care of itself. And if you choose to ignore me, that's why you make 500 a month and I'll be making 20 grand. You may get up to 1,000, I'll be making 6 figures. Watch who you're listening to. Be humble. Be coachable. With that, my name is Brandon Ivey. Thank you for listening. Take heed to what I say. Please stay focused and get in your personal development. And don't quit, for the Lord. For heaven's sake. Don't quit. God bless. Bye-bye.